On Christmas 1943, the chaplain of the North Carolina battleship collected $5 from each crewman who had children in the States, and then sent that money to Macy's department store to buy presents for the children and mail them to the crewmen's homes. This practice was begun just a year earlier, when the North Carolina was halfway around the world. Its crewmen felt it especially difficult because it was the first away from home. With no opportunity to send Christmas presents back home to their families, a brilliant idea surfaced. Since the ship had been built in the New York Navy shipyard in Brooklyn, Macy's was sent a check and a list with names and addresses of the crewmen's families, and a list of presents for each. Macy's was asked to select the presents, wrap, and mail them to the families. In 1943, the chaplain was also involved in the staging of the Christmas show that the crew thoroughly enjoyed. When the show ended, the chaplain asked everyone to remain seated, as he had a surprise for them. It was unknown to anyone, but Macy's had gathered all the children and wives of the crewmen they could find and filmed each of them, and sent it to the chaplain. Each child and mom would say hi or other greetings to their loved one, and needless to say, there wasn't a dry eye that night. After that, Macy's had become the Battleship North Carolina's Santa Claus. It is this sentiment of being home for Christmas that was also expressed in the newly released 1943 holiday song titled "I'll Be Home for Christmas." One of the most nostalgic of all World War II period songs and a cherished part of American Christmas classics, "I'll Be Home for Christmas" became an instant bestseller when the popular Bing Crosby recorded it, and it was the most requested song at Christmas USO shows in both Europe and the Pacific, greatly helping military morale. It's not too difficult to imagine how American fighting boys may have felt at Christmas during one of the 20th century's most difficult periods. How they must have longed to be home for the holidays, instead of off fighting on desolate foreign battlegrounds or sailing the turbulent waters of the world's oceans on a battleship like North Carolina. The brief "I'll be home for Christmas" certainly packs an emotional wallop with its wistful lyrics. Even today, it would not be a far stretch to suggest that whenever people, especially our brave military men and women, are away during the holidays, this special Christmas song might be on their lips as they gaze homeward.